You are now about to learn the very exciting techniques of the ancient Okinawan nunchaku. No experience is required as we teach you all the fundamentals from A to Z of mastering this weapon. David Tomaselli, black belt expert, will truly amaze you with his abilities.
Nunchaku! Daisa! 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 Dude! Date! Dance! Ooze! Dance! Ooze! Daisa! Dude! Dude! Date!
Now, in choosing the proper nunchaku to train with, there are a variety of sizes and materials used. Now, as a beginner, you should start with the foam rubber nunchucks. Okay, if you strike the elbow or any part of the body when training, you'll avoid injury with these practice weapons. Now, the length of the string between the chucks should be a palm span away, and they should not go beyond your elbow in length. Usually a 12-inch pair is sufficient. So as you can see, the rubber chucks are excellent for training. Now once you master the fundamental techniques, then you can go to the wooden nunchakus. Again, these are very devastating weapons. The wood should not be attempted when just starting out. Again, the string is a hand span away. The length to the elbow or slightly shorter. Very destructive, powerful weapon. Traveling the speeds over 100 miles an hour. Imagine what that would do to an attacker. So with the proper weapon, let's begin. Consider wearing elbow pads when practicing, because the elbows are vulnerable to getting knocked around as you train. You will get some bumps until you can master the fundamental techniques of the chucks. So wear those elbow pads. Before we begin, let's warm up the body properly. And the chucks can be an excellent aid for warming up. Black belt Dave Tomaselli begins with some stretching exercises, holding the chucks, and you should be following along at home. By watching the tape daily, you should be able to master all the techniques within 3 months and become an expert with this weapon. Stretch the leg muscles by touching the toes with the chucks. Hooking them around the feet, stretch forward, bringing your head to your knees. Do not attempt a chuck workout without warming up properly to avoid pulling muscles. Stretching your head to the knee, legs apart. This is important because you do execute karate kicking techniques during chuck workouts. And to the other side. Relax, breathe easy as you stretch, assisting yourself with the nunchakus. Behind the head, holding the chucks while doing sit-ups. This ancient weapon was used to beat rice, and the farmers developed it into a very lethal defensive fighting weapon to keep off attackers. And now you're ready. Good balance is of the essence when executing chuck techniques, and your stances must be strong. Regardless of your karate system, use stances that are similar to the ones shown. A front stance called Zenkutsu, where your rear leg is wide back, almost behind the front leg. A horse stance, which is used often during nunchaku training. Keep the feet wide apart, knees bent. Cat stance, all your weight is on the rear leg with 10% on the front. Keep the front foot on the ball of the foot. A side view, notice how he sits down on the rear leg in this stance. And the shoulders width apart stance, or at ease stance. The following is the secret technique behind good nunchaku manipulation. Most people think you must hold the chuck at the end. This is incorrect. You will find it hard to control the weapon by holding it at the very end. Avoid this at all times, unless you're just swinging straight out at your opponent. Now, the proper wrist action is to concentrate on just short, fast movements. You don't need to swing wildly or big. Now, proper holding of the chuck is near the top, as shown. This will give you complete control over the weapon. This close grip is used 75% of the time. Avoid holding it at the very end as shown earlier. This is the most important aspect of your training before we begin. Notice that quick wrist action. Practice. Follow along with us. No need to swing the arm wildly. Work that wrist. You'll feel tightness in the wrist, yes, but after a couple months training, you'll get in shape. So grip near the top and work the wrist quickly. Nice, smooth, steady motion. Full control of the weapon. Now, catching techniques will show you how to maneuver the chuck and catch with the other hand. Practice basic twirling of the chucks, catching under the arm and behind, over the shoulder. Behind, catch with the hand, under the arm. Other hand catches, under the arm. This is your first routine that you're going to learn. Fast spinning motion, catch. Now the reverse, behind. Catch forward. Notice how the hand stays under the armpit to catch. Catch behind, catch forward. All the actions in the wrist. Now flipping and alternating. Cross over the body, throw behind, catch behind the shoulder. under the armpit. These catches and passes will totally confuse your opponent, giving you a great variety of striking techniques. It has a hypnotic effect. Your opponent will not know which hand you're striking with because you keep changing. Flip back, catch, flip back, catch. Do these drills every day. Work in front of a mirror. Maintain good form. Now, catching behind the back, passing the chuck behind the back. Notice how smooth he moves the chucks. Notice how high he's holding them. Avoid holding them down at the very bottom. Now, these chucks are with the rope, but sometimes you have the chain. The rope is much quicker and more easy to manipulate and handle. Catch behind. Notice how the palm is open, catches quickly, continues the motion. You cannot hesitate. Move the chucks always very smoothly and quickly. Okay, now the catch between the legs. Make sure that catch is there, that palm is there, or you might hit yourself and have a little problem. Catch. Smooth, quick movements. Now, behind the neck catch. Again, be careful. You should be working with the rubber chucks. You don't want to get hit in the jaw until your technique can handle the movement. Then go to the wood. Cross the hands. The other hand's waiting. Timing is everything. Get your hand up quickly and catch with the palm. And you must catch in the right spot. Don't catch too low or too high. Looking from the rear. It looks very difficult, but it's not. Practice will make it perfect. And your confidence with this weapon will grow every day if you practice every day. You might look at it now and say, I could never do that, but you can. Now we have the fake catch, where you pretend to catch. You leave all you do is slap the hand to keep from getting hit, but you keep the chuck going and avoid the catch. This is to fake and confuse your opponent. So instead of a catch, it becomes a slap. Slap it away. Fake catch, slap. Fake catch, slap. Simply hit your palm, going from behind the neck to around the shoulder. He's doing it at a pace you can follow. So play this tape every day and follow along, and before you know it, you'll be doing the nunchaku advanced kata at the end, which ties in all these important techniques. Now we fake behind the back catch. You see, he slapped it away. Slap. Catch, slap. Confuse your opponent. Don't let him know what you're going to do. The catch between the legs, fake. Slap it away. Turn it into a different technique. Now, over the shoulder, fake. It's not a catch, it's a slap. Round the body, over the shoulder, fake a catch. Let's look at it from the rear. The hand is there, but the catch is a fake. Start your catches slowly and then build up the speed shown. Now let's put all those fakes and catches together. Now the fundamental strikes with the single nunchaku. Start from the under the arm catch that we already taught you, striking straight out, breaking the attacker's jaw, nose. As you strike out, turn it into a quick twirl and then under the arm. Application. Top of the skull, nose. Breaking the collarbone. And with speeds over 100 miles an hour, you could really dismantle your opponent very quickly, breaking the wrist. Very simple, powerful move. Strike, back. Strike, back. Strike, back. Straight out and back. Straight out and back. Now, from behind, we have a uppercut strike. We strike out and twirl, causing a uppercut motion, hitting the man under the jaw. We had the forward motion, and now we have a backward motion. The forward motion comes down, as shown before, with the wrist twirling technique. And the reverse of that is to come underneath into the groin or under the jaw. Now the next technique is to whip the chucks. Very simple move, very destructive. Breaking the knees, break the ribs, break the jaw. Striking across. Can also be held with two hands to add extra power. You could keep any attacker at bay with this technique. Just keep swinging it in front of you. Now we also strike in a figure 8 motion, using both hands. It's a circular type of movement, giving you an excellent defense, very hard to penetrate. Now would you go near this expert, swinging the chuck this way? He would take your head off with one swing. You can hear and feel the power. That's what you have to build up to, is breaking wind with the chucks. It should whistle when you strike. Tremendous speed. Speed is power. Now the figure 8 movement. Rotate the chuck in front of you. An up and downward continuous motion. It has a fan effect, like a windmill. It puts up an excellent defense. Plus, you're hitting your attacker low and high. Break his wrist, top of the head. Break his collarbone, hit the elbow. You can strike him all over the body. And these weapons should be never, ever used unless your life is in danger and you have to defend yourself. Or in tournament competition, they're used as the art form of kobudo. Look at that motion of the figure eight. Very quick. Covering a great area. Breaking the knee, breaking the collarbone. Good for keeping your opponent at bay. Now we're combining strikes and catches. All the techniques you've learned thus far. You will build up to this speed. Eventually you'll have it. Now, an excellent training aid is a heavy bag or a stuffed dummy as shown. You should work rounds on the dummy every day. Start out with 2 3-minute rounds and build up to 5 3-minute rounds. He's judging his distance for striking. The center of the chuck should be hitting the target area or the very tip. This is a good way to test your power. Of course, you can't hit somebody with the chucks, but by hitting the dummy, you get the feel of the technique. See if it's done properly. Swing the chuck through the target. Don't stop. It'll bounce back and hit you. Must follow through at all times when striking. And add your karate techniques. Add your kicks, even punches. Starting with a figure eight motion, always maintain good form and balance. Working the chucks, cross strikes, working catches. Look at the dummy as an attacker. Use your faking techniques. Don't just hit it wildly. Use good technique at all time. Roundhouse, he breaks his ribs. Hook kicks the attacker in the head. Follows up, strikes to the head, Very devastating strikes. And the heavy bag and dummy are excellent for training. Really let go of your technique. 2 or 3 rounds and you'll be exhausted with this weapon. Work on your endurance and strength. Look at the motion. Concentration. He's putting up his defense, keeping the attacker at bay. He makes a pass. He catches. Swings hard to the ribs. Give the karate shout at times to show your strength and spirit and courage. Notice the follow through. Now, the chucks are excellent blocking weapons. By holding them out, the center of the chuck, the string, or chain can block an attack, an overhead club attack. To counter, right away, break his ribs, strike to his head. Crossing the chucks, you use the wooden part to block a strike to the head, coming off again with your counter. It has many more advantages than the attacker's club, as you can see. Just a simple weapon. Now, it can be closed, and you can use the blunt ends to strike out and slash your opponent. You don't always have to swing it. Use to side block. You have a head block and side block at the same time. Break his wrist, knock the weapon away, strike to the skull and the ribs. The blunt ends are used to block a kick to the groin. To thrust into the throat, groin. Blunt ends again without opening the weapon. Break the wrist, strike the ribs and head. Use your imagination. The techniques are unending with this weapon. Block, hook with the rope, control your opponent, break his ribs with a kick. Your opponent grabs, opening the chucks up, use the handles to break his grip. Following up, knee into the groin. Karate technique, you can apply the rope to choke. Very versatile weapon. And blunt ends to the spine. More quickly, choke, and to the spine. Your attacker gets what he deserves. He should not be attacking you. Remember that. Now we get to a more advanced technique called wrist rolling. This will be a real challenge. Working the nunchaku in a figure 8, rolling it over the wrist. Very showy move, but yet it is practical. It has a hypnotic effect, confuse your opponent. Wrist rolling across the body. Now, how did he do that? Let's watch carefully. Start holding up near the top of the chuck. The bottom chuck swings around and you catch the other chuck and just rotate. The bottom rolls around. Turn the hand to catch the other chuck. Turn the hand quickly and alternate. Watch carefully. Turn the hand, catch, flip it over. Step by step. Continuous motion, simply rolling over the back of the hand. Watch carefully again. Slow motion, he lifts, the bottom one would spin up. Now your hand, as that one comes down, would leave the other one go. Turn the hand quickly and catch the bottom one as they're straight up and down. This will take a while, but you can master it within a couple weeks. You should be following at home. As he's doing it, you're doing it. The bottom comes up. Now turn the hand quickly, catching the bottom chuck as the other one flips around. All you're doing is letting go and catching. That's all you're doing. It looks a lot more complicated, but it's not. Flip around, catch. Flipping around and catching. Expert Kurt Sawyer is showing the hand motion. Catch, flip. A little faster now. Very impressive movement. Excellent for competition when developing your own kata. Start with a figure 8 movement. Watch carefully now. As the chuck comes back, he rolls it over the wrist, catches the bottom chuck, and continues without stopping. This is featured very often in the Nunchaku Tape Volume 2, where we teach you how to use 2 of the world's most deadliest weapons at the same time. So after you've graduated by mastering Volume 1, the single chuck, then go for the 2 nunchakus at the same time. Very exciting video. Look at his motion. Continuous, smooth, rolling. Rolls over the back of the hand and catches. Now working it over the leg. The leg simply acts as a point of stopping the chuck and springing it back. Stop, rotate back. Now, working it across the body. Watch the wrist roll. Now, 2 chucks, as featured on tape 2, the double nunchaku tape that you'll graduate to. 2 chucks working at the same time and wrist rolls included. Wrist rolls in reverse, wrist rolls forward. Don't attempt 2 nunchakus at this time, just stick with the 1. But you can achieve this degree of ability on volume 2. Working figure 8s and rolling. Very complicated. Did you see that? Very exciting movements. And the roll. Catching. Now let's apply the single chuck to self-defense situations. Slowly at first. The attacker comes in with a knife. You sidestep, blocking with the closed chucks. Catch around the throat. Knee to the spine. Foot sweep takedown. Finishing with 2 strikes to the chest and a 3rd to finish him off. This could happen anytime. Someone comes at you with a knife, be ready. Block. Catch. Knee. Sweep. 3 strikes. Let's look at that one again. This one, swings the knife, breaks his wrist, breaks his ribs, ribs again, and takes his head off. That's one mugger who wishes he never came out that day. Another knife defense situation. As he slashes, Master Tomaselli goes back. He blocks with the blunt chucks, breaks the ribs, breaks his leg with a foot sweep with the chucks, crushes the ribs and stomps into the groin. Let's see that more quickly now, more realistically. And in slow motion. Jumps back, avoids the first swipe, second swipe, third swipe, blocks with the closed chucks, now opens this weapon. And finishes him. Now he's holding Master Tomaselli at bay with a knife. Quickly he counters, breaks his wrist, goes to the groin, breaks his collarbone. Wrist, groin, and head. Now a very bad situation to be in. As he turns away from the gun, he gets out of shooting range. Very important, never turn into the weapon. Breaks his wrist, smashes the gun out of his hand, breaks his kneecap, crushes the spine with the chucks, finishes to the top of the head. Now, more realistic and quickly. Slow motion, watch carefully. The chuck is not a weapon to mess with. Now, the gun is held to the side of the head. Again, turning away from the line of fire, breaking the wrist, breaking the jaw with the chucks, ribs, spinning back kick, send him through the wall. Slow motion. Now, using the figure eights to confuse your opponent and to put up your guard. As he comes in with a club, swings, he blocks each club strike, counters to the ribs, spins, finishes with a strike to the head. That motion is very important. Excellent defense. Keeps his striking club controlled. Block. 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 And finish. Powerful strike to the temple. Now, as the attacker uses two hands, he blocks with the blunt end, breaks the knee, foot sweeps, strikes to the groin. Blocks. Breaking the kneecap. Taking the broken leg, sweeping it out. Finish to the groin. Avoid the club, duck underneath, breaking the ribs, striking the groin, breaking the collarbone. Let's look at it again. Being very alert, judging the distance of the attacker, avoids the swing, ducks under the second swing, hits his targets. Always comes back to a guard position, ready to strike if he has to. Now, what happens if you drop your chucks? This can happen. Don't be too confident. If you lose your weapon, you must be ready. Go to your hand and foot karate techniques. Now, the following nunchaku kata or form is excellent for competition. Black belt David Tomaselli has won numerous awards up and down the East Coast with this weapon by blowing everyone away. You can master this kata. Watch carefully. He'll do it full force and then slow motion so you can learn every small movement and major technique. Notice the concentration and spirit. You must express this in your performance. Tens across the board. Excellent performance. Now, in slow motion. The formal Okinawan salutation. Stepping out at ease, coming to attention, a respectful bow. This kata includes all the techniques that were shown. By mastering this kata, you've mastered all the techniques of the single chuck. Striking with figure eights, catching behind, fake, fake, catch behind the neck. Repeat the sequence with the opposite hand. Turning to the rear, again, same sequence with both hands. Head block, front kick face. Head block, front kick face. Blunt ends, strike solar plexus. Repeat, going forward now. Same thing, head block, front kick. Blunt ends, right through the attacker's chest. Back kick, back kick. Man falls down, blunt end, strike his groin. Another attacker coming in, side kick his groin. Coming up, working the nunchakus. Attacker comes in, block, catch his wrist, hold him, kick his ribs. This was shown in the fundamentals, this exact technique, remember? Going to the other side, block, catch, you're holding him by the wrist, side kick, breaking his rib cage. Every movement has an important meaning. It's not just done for show, it's a realistic situation here. Block, the blunt ends, we block, double front kick, blunt ends into the groin, and finish. Respectful bow at the end. Now let's show the application of every movement against a real attacker. It's important that you understand exactly what you're doing, how you're applying these techniques, if you're to perfect them. Pay close attention to the first series of movements. Striking the ribs, pass behind the neck, break the ribs. Head block again. Figure eights, raking the body of your opponent, breaking his knee, his nose, his collarbone with those figure eight techniques, breaking the ribs, pass around the neck. Other hand, break the ribs, pass behind the neck. Block a punch with the chucks open, block a punch again, and kick again. Blunt ends into the ribs. Another attacker from the rear, block, kick ribs, block. Kick ribs, blunt end into the gut. Break his ribs, again, making the pass behind the neck. This is the important aspects of the kata, how you're hitting your opponent. Back kick, back kick. Strike as he falls into his groin. Competition, a judge may ask, what are you doing? And you must have the answers. Kick his ribs, foot sweep him. You come up, working the chucks as protection. Block, catch, hold, break his ribs. As he punches, block, use the chucks to catch, side kick his ribs. Horse stance, put your block up, block with the blunt ends, break his ribs, pass behind the neck, break his ribs. Always confusing your opponent by keeping the chucks moving. Block, kick groin, jump, kick face, strike into the groin, and that's the application of all movements. Respectful bow to your opponent. Now, because this kata is so important and has so many techniques, let's look at it again. This is the speed you should be able to do it at eventually. This is competition speed now, full power.
Kata, nunchaku. Daisa.
Can you imagine performing this before judges at a tournament?
Daisa.
Very impressive indeed. Get every movement down. Practice.
Daisa.
Notice his balance. Notice the fierce look in his eyes. He's fighting someone out there. He's not just working the chucks. He has the Bushido spirit of the warrior. His whole attitude is to survive, and the nunchaku will. Opponents coming from all angles. Now, once more in slow motion. You must be in top physical condition to get through this kata. You do it 2 or 3 times and you'll be fatigued. So keep your stamina up. Work out every day, running, sit-ups, push-ups, weightlifting. Your regular karate workouts. And work these chucks 1 to 2 hours a day. We hope you have enjoyed this exciting video on the single nunchaku. Once you have mastered all its techniques, you are now ready to graduate to Panther Productions' Double Nunchaku Video, Volume 2. This will truly challenge your nunchaku abilities.